Hello everyone, welcome back to Kenton and Habiba. My name is Habiba. For those of you who don't know, I am a lifestyle blogger, a physician, a mom. My family and I live in North Carolina. So before I forget, I would like to say happy birthday to all the Leo babies out there. Woo woo! We rock. Wear your crown proudly. Yes. Anyway, so today we're going to be cooking a really delicious, healthy recipe. It's really more like comfort food, and it is inspired by the blogger and lifestyle vlogger Sisi Yemmie, who is from Nigeria. Those of you who don't know, I am half Nigerian and half Caribbean, but I am also an American. Anyway, so today we're going to be making a delicious recipe. I hope you'll follow along. As they say, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So I hope Sisi Yemmie is proud. It's not the exact recipe because there are certain ingredients like ugu and certain meat types and vegetables that we don't have here in the USA or I'm not familiar with. So I am using what I have in my fridge, and I suggest you use what you have in your fridge and what you can get your hands on in the supermarket, because I know many of you are watching me from different countries. So let's get started. So this is just a pound of beans. I'm not going to use all these beans. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. For those who don't know what black-eyed peas look like. Don't sleep on it. They're very good for you, very nutritious, full of iron, full of fiber. So I'm going to soak them, and then I'm going to boil them. So obviously they swell up quite significantly once you soak them. Best way to soak them is just put them in water and soak them overnight. You're then going to boil your washed beans until they are soft, but not too soft. Peel some potatoes, enough potatoes for about 5 of us. Just gonna dice this up. So Mariam said she was going to go ahead and help me peel the potatoes, so that's what she's doing. And while she's doing that, I'm going to get the stew that's going to go with this, or the sauce, ready. So for the sauce, I'm going to use an onion and the tomatoes that I got from the garden the other day, fresh tomatoes. So it started off with me sweeping our deck, which is something I really enjoy doing in the mornings on a very hot day in North Carolina. I get to burn some calories, I get to clean the place up, I get to do some of my best thinking. Don't you do your best thinking when you clean? Anyway, I noticed some tomatoes growing in our pots, and I thought, why not? Here comes an idea to make something different. Sisi Yemmie is the inspiration. Tomatoes are looking amazing. Have a few here, have a whole bunch here. These ones, yeah, a little bit smaller, but they're pretty ripe. This one hasn't given me a lot of fruit. Let's see, there's a few in there. These look more like the heirloom tomatoes. Look, I got a bunch of tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes and the big regular ones. And some garlic. And if I didn't say, this pepper, you could also use green pepper. Now I could just dice them and fry them. That's what I often do. But today I'm going to use my handy dandy blender to blend it, which is very Nigerian or African to do. Ataragu or tatashe, Africans call it. Here I call it either a Scotch bonnet or a habanero pepper. They're similar. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my garlic to it and add a cup of water to help it all blend. Just a pot of water. I'm going to put a little bit of adobo in it. This is instead of salt. I like to use this instead of just plain white salt. And we're going to add our beautifully cubed potatoes that Miriam has cut up. So boil your potatoes until they are soft. And then while that is going on, I'm going to go ahead and make the sauce using the blended tomatoes, onions, pepper, garlic, a tarugu mixture here in this frying pan. Now, one point I forgot is that what about a meat? You could do this totally vegetarian, but I think I'm going to use meat in it. So I'm going to brown some sausage first and then add the tomato sauce all together. This is actually Italian sausage. I'm going to cut it really small, and that way it can cook it up very quickly. And this one is Hillshire Farm hot sausage. So you could just use, you know, fresh meat, whatever fresh meat or chicken you want, brown that real well before you add your tomato sauce. But like I said, I just decided to find what I had in my fridge. So I also looked in my fridge and I had some green onions, and I thought, yes, that would be fabulous to put as garnish when I am done. But I also love the flavor of scallions, so this is what's gonna get sprinkled on it when it is finally cooked. Meat is definitely well browned. I'm going to go ahead and add the tomato sauce. So we put the whole thing in, and now we're just going to kind of let it fry. And I'm going to add my seasoning to it, whatever seasoning you want. So I'm just adding my spice. I added some cayenne pepper, some paprika, some adobo. I even added a little bit of curry powder. Basically flavor it with whatever spices you enjoy. Now, I know some of you are thinking, girl, what are you doing with the ketchup? That's not Nigerian. I know, but this is my version, and it adds a sweet, tangy flavor to this dish. Trust me, it's good. All right. I'm just going to cover it and let it simmer for, again, about 30 to 40 minutes, which gives us more than enough time to make sure these potatoes are well cooked. You don't want to overcook the potatoes because we don't want it to be mashed potatoes. We want a little bit of texture to the potatoes. Let's see. Yeah, that's not quite done. So I think my potatoes are done. See, they're soft. The fork can go right through it, and they're not mushy. So I'm just going to go ahead and strain them and get rid of the water. So I just strained off the potatoes, and now I'm just going to strain out the beans because I never did. And since it's going in the same place, I don't mind. I'm just going to pour it on top of it or next to it. Okay, so our stew has been cooked down. And one thing I didn't tell you is that in Sisi Yemmie's original recipe, she added crayfish and smoked fish, which is certainly optional. But here in the U.S., at least in my kitchen right now, I don't have crayfish or smoked fish. So what I do plan to add is a little bit of this Solomon Gundy. It's already very seasoned, very spicy, well cooked, and it gives the taste of herring. So this is going to give me that little bit of fishy taste to it, which is certainly optional. So again, my stew is already cooked. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my potatoes and the beans and mix that all in. I kind of liked a little bit of the crunch of onions. I'm going to add the onions to it. This is just my way of doing it. You don't have to do it like that. I'm also going to add some scallions, half the scallions, and then leave the rest for garnish and just mix it up. Because again, this has all been cooked. And just mix it really well and let it simmer for about 5 more minutes so that it kind of gets all the flavors mixed in. So less than 5 minutes, I decided to add broccoli because I just feel like it needs some color and just more vegetables in there. kind of a one pot full of goodness. Okay, it is done. It looks delicious. Look at that. Can you see the broccoli, the potatoes, the beans, the spicy sausage, the crunchy onions, and all that seasoned sauce? Of course, it wouldn't be done without some plantain, so that's what I'm doing right now before I serve it. That's all, folks. Go ahead and enjoy your big bowl of spicy potato and bean potage. Or as Sisi Yemmie said, yam and bean potage, but we use potatoes in this edition. This is the Americanized version. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you'll try this with your family, and I hope you subscribe for more videos to come. Take care and God bless.